Welcome to that 80s show, and I gotta tell you, Dori, you are my favorite person, one of my favorite people in general, but certainly my favorite person to do a podcast with.
Aw, how many other... Oh, you do actually do podcasts with many other people.
I do a lot.
But do you say that to everyone?
No, I don't, and they will tell you. I'll tell, why are you wasting my time? What are you doing here? Because, like, literally, you walked in 5 minutes ago. Yeah. I said... Give me your voice test after you've slurped water. Press record, off we go for like what I think is going to be an hour at least of magic.
It always is.
And the only reason I say at least is because we never stick to an hour.
No.
So welcome to that 80s show. Your little corner of your little moist spot on the internet.
Ooh.
For 80s nostalgia. And probably hepatitis C. Maybe. What's a staph infection? I've heard that. I work with some people. I do have a staph infection. Oh, so what a fun time on that 80s show. I want to talk to you about something because we're an official podcast of something.
For the first time. I mean, we've always been an official podcast of the 80s.
Yeah.
In our minds,
like,
at least.
In our minds.
Else.
We've been the official podcast of tank tops and neon headbands. But no, we are the official podcast of something real. Dori, we're going to drop the episode. I had a great conversation with a gentleman the other day.
Can't wait to hear it.
Oh,
I missed it, unfortunately.
It's there for everyone. Look, in your feed, it's probably there right under the show by this point. We are the official podcast of the Pretoria Retro Fair. That is, what a title. I mean, we are holders of African titles. We have been nominated for South African Radio Awards, but this is
really something.
And
something special.
Said why he specifies Pretoria is because he wants to take this countrywide, then global. Miami Retro Fair, that's where we're going to end up.
Oh, wow.
The most 80s place in the world, Miami.
I mean,
I assume. So the Pretoria Retro Fair, it is what it sounds like. And I met the curator of it. Because he says this is not just like a normal flea market where people sell old vinyls.
Yes, they make that point on their website. I had a look saying if you're looking for like a school fete vibe, this is not the place for you.
No, this is for people who love retro and nostalgia. Noel Opperman, what an awesome guy. I think, like I said to you, I think I found a co-host, a regular contributor. He'd love to be on the show more. When you hear him, you're going to love him.
I can't wait. I can't wait to meet him at the fair.
Oh, so he... And we want you to go. I mean, we're not just saying this for like shits and gigs. This is like a promotion.
Like you guys, we're gonna be there. Like this is the meet and greet that you've been waiting for of the 80s show.
One day I want to meet Paulo and Dori. I'm going to meet them in Pretoria. In Middelneuk. No, but seriously, 30 Rand pre-sales. Pretoria Retro Fair. Check them out on Facebook.
$30. I mean, what do you do with $30? You can't even buy chappies.
That's 1980s prices.
Yeah, that is
1980s prices. 50 Rand at the door.
Yeah, if you like deli, then you pay $50, which is still so damn cheap.
Still so damn cheap. You got to. But listen, the things you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Everything has been curated, right? They are building. I'm going to teaser. Mm-hmm. They're building a replica Fontana chicken takeaway. A replica. Like, what are we talking?
I'm so excited.
For South Africans, you're going to get that. If you're international, like Fontana was the place.
I know.
Where everyone went to go, like, drown their booze in their party days.
Well, I mean, for me, it was Pan Burgers, but that was special.
Pan Burgers.
Next time, there'll be a Pan Burgers one.
There is.
But Fontana's awesome.
He told me afterwards, I won't say it. You need to go see it. A fantastic video. Something related to VHS, but there is going to be merch. He's got retro suites, arcade games. There's going to be like retro.
Do you think they're going to
games.
have the cigarettes? It's the cigarette suites.
They will now. Noel's going to hear this and he's going to. He's probably onto it. He's thought of everything.
Yeah, because that for me is like my childhood is the cigarette suites.
No. It's so wrong.
So wrong. It's so anyway, bad. But I can taste them as I say it.
It was so bad. I mean, the list of partners just grows by the day, and really interesting stuff. Go check out their website. I mean, posters. He's got somebody bringing in like authentic posters, and we spoke about the experience of flipping through posters.
I'm going to have to leave my credit card at home because I'm going to be in such trouble otherwise.
I know.
Such trouble.
It just looks like a place that I'm going to spend all my money. I mean, he makes jokes about the swart cut.
I saw a teaser video on their Facebook page.
That is how authentic Noel is. That's how authentic this experience is going to be.
Sounds like he's a good fit for this show, actually.
It is like, Dori, it's... I don't want to know. Our relationship is decades-long relationship. Our friendship is decades-long.
My brother from another mother.
And we were birthed of dust.
Literally.
We were birthed of dust. If those who don't know, we got abandoned when they renovated the radio station we were working at, and they forgot Dori and I in the rubble and forgot to move us. But when we started speaking Wham, and we were so kindred, very similar. Oh. Like when Costa did the Young Guns dance or Wham Rap dance in your kitchen.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. So listen, but we want to see you there, Pretoria Retro Fair. Listen to our episode, did a special episode with Noel. But is a Pretoria Retro Fair on Facebook and is retrofair.co.za. Go check it out for yourself. Like, I mean, you're gonna. Look, I can't wait. Like, and in Gauteng on the 31st, there's a lot of stuff happening. 31st,
so much stuff.
Everything's happening that day.
I've said no to everything else.
I know. I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm saying. Do you know there's a Springbok game that same day?
Oh, shit.
No, but I was like, do I push, try get some freebie tickets? Because you can't buy tickets. I know people. I was like, no, I want to go. And listen, we may do a show from there. We don't know what we're going to do.
We'll definitely at least record some stuff for the show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Some content.
I think we'll do Vox Pops.
We can do some Vox Pops. Yeah, that's what they call it. A TikTok. We can do one. Nah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm bringing Barrett, our Celeb Savant friend, and he will be wearing a shirt that says Celeb Savant with a big QR code on it. So if you see Barrett in the Celeb Savant shirt, we'll probably be around him.
Yes.
So look out for that, because we don't yet have 80 show merch. Yet.
We had a conversation. I had a conversation with Noel.
Oh, really?
We've had a conversation.
Oh, my God. I'm so excited.
Things are happening. I believe there's craft beers there.
That's not very 80s, though.
No, it's not. They're like Castle Lager in that fat dumpy bottle.
Yes.
That's the only drink. And
for me, Red Cinzano with a swizzle stick.
Jeez. I mean, are we even...
Esprit. Straight from the bottle. Straight from the big bottle. The big bottle.
And none of the fancy new flavors. No. Cherry, apple, guava. I don't know. And listen, along with the cigarette sweets,
yes,
the authentic 1980s round cans that if you didn't drink properly, you cut your lip open on the ring lift.
Yeah, oh my God, the ring lift.
But listen, if this stuff, you love this stuff and you can resonate, Retro Fair, Pretoria Retrofair, retrofair.co.za. We're going to be there. Like, it is, if you love nostalgia and you're not there, then you don't love nostalgia. You're a faker. And do you want to be a faker? I don't want to be a faker.
You're quite strict today.
Somebody who I think's a faker. Oof.
Oh, dear.
Okay. I'm going to read you this headline, Dori. George Michael reportedly contacts his cousin from beyond the grave via the car radio. It's a story from express.co.uk. George Michael's cousin, Chris Antonio, has claimed the late Wham singer has been contacting him. Why can't I say contact today? Has been contacting him from beyond the grave through his car radio.
Through a Wham song?
Okay. Dori's as cynical as I think most of us are. Let's go through this. George Michael's cousin, Chris, has shared how he is left speechless after allegedly receiving supernatural messages from the late superstar via his car radio. Recalling the eerie events in detail, the retired civil servant described how he was journeying to Sainsbury's when a spooky interruption occurred. Ooh, you're just a normal dude.
I mean, going to Sainsbury's.
Allegedly, all communication channels went silent, leaving nothing but static, before he claims to have heard George's voice distinctly call out his name in an unexpected turn of events. It seemed the same chilling phenomenon happened once more later that day.
And there are no witnesses to this except him, right?
No witnesses. A careless whisper comes over Chris's radio. Firstly, he hears George Michael say, over static, Chris. Okay? On the second occurrence, it is allegedly purported, that through the eerily quiet radio once again came George's voice, but this time uttering the words, I'm free. No.
Okay, so not, you should inherit my estate or anything like that.
My sister lost all the money. Now it's yours. Now, Chris, being a family member of the Wham frontman, believes that these messages indicated that the beloved pop star is now finally at peace. And as a resident of Aldershot, Hampshire, he couldn't hide his shock as he recalled the unique incident. I was shocked. It was totally amazing. It completely lifted my spirits. Now, let's interrogate this a little bit, you and I. It's a true crime, true Wham podcast.
How did this make the news?
Okay, you know what?
That's my first question.
Look, it made the news. Why, if we are so cynical of it making the news, do we put it on our show? I love this story. The story's phenomenal. It's going to fill 10 minutes.
It's a feel-good story.
Here's what I'm thinking has happened.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Hitherto, we have never heard of Chris, nor the extended.
Hitherto. I've never heard anyone use that word, never mind you.
They said purportedly.
Purportedly, yes.
Okay. We have never heard of the extended Paniatu family. This is an Antonio.
You.
Got it. Right. We've heard of George family's sisters. Now, here's what I'm thinking's happened. Chris driving, going to Sainsbury's, doing some groceries. The radio is very unclear. Now, he heard the words Chris and he heard I'm free. I wonder if the radio station he was playing could have been playing Last Christmas. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Last Christmas.
I mean, even the word Chris could just be part of static.
I mean, you know, I'm being creative. Even the I'm free, maybe they were playing Freedom.
Or there is a song called I'm Free. Everybody's free.
Everybody's free. But George Michael had
but there's
freedom.
probably a song that has the lyric I'm free.
George Michael definitely sang I'm free.
Yes,
he definitely sang I'm free in his song. Club Tropicana drinks I'm free. Eh? Hey? Club Tropicana drinks I'm free. Hey? That's what you could hear. I mean,
that's very, very
was
likely.
he just hearing a all Wham station? All Wham all day. I'd listen to that station.
We would make that station.
So, I mean, Chris, listen, your family, I'm not here to discredit you, but I am.
No, you know what? It's harmless and it made him feel good. So
he then talks about them as kids. He says, George always confided in me. He felt he couldn't speak to anyone else.
Did he know George was gay before George knew he was gay?
Oh, you know, listen, family resemblances are... Families look like family. You know, some families... Is there a
picture of him on the article?
I'm going to flip my computer around now. Some people, like there are families, they do have, if cousins, you will go, oh, you can see they're cousins. Some not, I don't know. Listen, I got a feeling that if you're George Michael's cousin, your genes are a little bit better than...
Is he from his mom's side? Because he looks a little bit like his mom looked. I remember seeing a picture in the Andrew Ridgeley book.
Listen, maybe that's, I don't know. I'm just saying, listen, I don't want to, let's...
Look, you wouldn't see him in the street and go, oh my God, this guy looks like George Michael. You wouldn't do that. Let's be kind. That's what we'll say.
Look, Club Tropicana drinks, I'm free. You know, it could happen. It could happen.
Is he a doctor? He looks like he's wearing scrubs.
No, he's a retired civil servant. I mean,
okay.
You know, so I don't know.
You know what?
Hey, if that's
good
it
for
helps him deal, you know what I mean? I just find the phrases that George said to him are very convenient. Very convenient.
I was waiting for, I've left you money. It's under the stone in the garden. I was killed. I didn't die naturally. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was expecting something a lot more intense than what you've just told me. So it's harmless.
A person I didn't expect to pop up into the zeitgeist this week. A Corey, an 80s Corey.
Oh my God.
There's only one left.
Exactly.
Corey Feldman. Have you seen the news on Corey Feldman?
You sent me something and made me watch it, and I will never forgive you.
So, Dori, I want you to talk about what I sent you. So, Corey Feldman, now, if you don't remember, Corey Feldman was one of the kind of two Coreys of the 80s, right? Him, Corey Haim, they were in a lot of stuff together. He was in Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, Stand By Me, License to Drive, Goonies, Lost Boys. There was a stage where he was the guy. He wrote an autobiography called Choreography, which I fucking think is phenomenal. That's amazing.
I never knew that.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Right? That is good wordplay. And he kind of like, listen, we know 80 Stars and some very dark things have come out, but he's now gone into music, all right? And he performs very interestingly. And I sent you a video because there is a concert tour happening right now that he's part of, right? He launched his first album called Love Left in 1992. And his backup dancers are called Corey's Angels, right? And
He clearly never did anything because this is the first I'm hearing of this.
oh no, but he's like completely gone into music.
But he did it in the 90s?
He started. In the
I don't
90s.
remember
No,
that at all.
he completely went to music. He adopted a bit of a Michael Jackson look.
Very.
Yeah, very Michael Jackson ponytail, a lot of shiny suits. Did he ever go to Neverland? Was he invited? Who knows? Oh, we don't know. I'm not gonna speculate there.
I think he had his fiddling done elsewhere.
So woo-wee. So he is on a tour now with Limp Bizkit of all people. Okay. And a video emerged of him. 2 videos emerged. So the one I sent you, the second I'm going to tell you about. Tell us about the one I sent you. We're going to put this That 80 Show SA Facebook page.
Well, I mean, if you don't actually know what you're looking at, initially you are thinking it's Michael Jackson. He's got a very Michael Jackson
impersonator,
vibe.
yeah. Very pale.
Very pale.
Very pale.
The clothes were very Michael Jackson. The movements were very Michael Jackson.
Yeah. The music.
The singing is just not good. That's all I'm going to say. It's not good.
If you had to, remember I found that one AI software that you put in and it makes a song for you.
Yes.
So basically say, write me a song about whatever in the style of. If you had to say, write me a Michael Jackson song in the style of Corey Feldman, it would make that. Right?
Maybe.
Actually, I don't know. His music actually is so batshit.
Yeah.
You couldn't predict it possibly. So he's on this tour with Limp Bizkit. He is there's kind of 5 or 6 acts. He's bottom. Smallest typeface. Smallest typeface. So a video emerges along with this tour, that weird one we looked, of him thrashing his guitar. Like doing like guitar solo. Rock guitar. Shirt off. He's a man in his late 40s.
And I did say he looks good for his age. He was always a good-looking guy.
Yep.
And he has aged well, considering we know he has had a not-so-good past.
Issues, right?
Yes, he's had issues.
Shirt off.
He's looking good.
He's got like lycra, very Eddie Van Halen pants. Lots of like colors and patterns. And he's thrashing, doing a guitar solo for a while. And the internet went after him, saying that's not him playing, because they said it's too good. So the one half of the internet went, that's not him playing, it's fake, it's too good. Mm-hmm. The other half of the internet went, it is him playing, but he's actually really shit. Because guitar experts are saying that if you do what he does, eventually you're going to hit a few notes. But the whole purpose of that, if you set your guitar, and this is I'm just talking about what I read.
Yeah, I know nothing about.
You set your guitar at a certain frequency or certain volume, whatever, and you do that, you will hit a few notes, and it will sound like something, but it not necessarily means you're good. It's kind of like when you just hit drums. You just
eventually it'll sound like something.
Eventually you'll do something, right? And that's what he's doing. But the whole story about him not playing, people said he's not playing, it's a fake video. So Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit. When last did you hear Fred Durst's name?
When I watched Woodstock 99.
I'm saying, still wearing the backwards cap. He's committed. Really? That was his look. He's still wearing the backwards cap. I appreciate that. So he shot a video. They got a video of Corey Haim saying, right, thrash it. And he sat there focused on Corey Haim to make sure there's no faking, to do his own Mythbusters. And Corey Haim's playing, but playing very badly well, if I can put it that way. So he's playing shit guitar well, or playing well badly. Well, one of they're kind of the same.
Okay.
Same.
He's getting away with it, clearly.
And you know what? People are like, you know what, actually, fuck it, Corey Haim. We're having a bit of a summer of Corey. We're back into you. Except you're Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman. We're having a summer of Corey Feldman. You know, we're back into you. And are we okay with that?
I have no problem with it.
Okay, so you're fine.
I'm not going to go watch them. I'm not a fan of Limp Bizkit either, so I
No,
wouldn't.
well, you can't go because it is currently in Dallas at the Dos Equis Arena. So
Okay.
if you're around there, you know, maybe go to the
Even
Dos
if I
Equis.
was, I probably wouldn't make the effort.
I mean, are you not going to get out of bed for Corey Feldman?
No.
Well, if I'd asked you that question
I
in the
might
80s.
have in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay, are you going to get out of the, like, under the dumpster for Corey Feldman? 'Cause that's where he slept in the 80s. Shame, man. They had a
terrible.
Shame. No, shame. Anyway, you know, he's done way more in his life than I have. I just sit here shitting on 80s people.
He's really good in The Lost Boys.
Listen, was a good actor. He was a
Yeah.
good child actor. And you know what?
Why doesn't he act anymore? Is it because of the whole Hollywood pedo ring?
I think, I mean, come on. They're definitely part of it. I mean, Corey Haim, I mean, they're all part of it, you know. Shame. It's horrible. We like to talk shit, but that was...
So where's this other video?
I'll put it that 80 Show SA Facebook page. It's
okay.
nothing. It's noise. It's a man.
Okay.
It's a man in tight pants making noise.
All right. So you're going to put both videos.
Both videos going up.
Cool.
If you do want to follow Corey Feldman, he goes under the profile, the tag. What do you call yourself on social media?
Well, it depends
My profile?
which social media.
Well, on Instagram, CDog22. He calls himself CDog. Grown man.
CDog22.
You know what's happened there? You know what's happened there? We've all got that email address that we made in our 18, 19 years old. Mm-hmm. That was fun. Like, I've got one that, like, I use it because everything in my life is linked to it. And it's kind of like, it's way too complicated. It's a little bit silly.
It's got numbers, random numbers.
It's random. And you kind of, I really wish I could change it because I'm a grown-ass man. And this is what he's done. He made this Instagram profile. He probably did a MySpace profile, called himself CDog, went to Facebook, just kind of copied it over. So he's CDog22.
Maybe 22 was the highlight of his life. No, definitely when he was younger, right?
Definitely. Yeah. Maybe he made his profiles in 2022, which is even worse then.
No, that's not possible.
Wow, where would the 22 come from?
It's his lucky number.
Anyway, give him a follow, CDog22. Check out his videos, having a bit of a summer of Corey. And now going over to Dori, who's got a story that could be a little bit gory. Huh?
Nice.
Huh?
Nice.
Glory.
Paulo, you know what I'm going to talk about because you were very clever. I saw this posted on one of my Facebook groups. I'm on one of these groups on Facebook. It's very funny. I think I've mentioned it before. It's called Death Stairs.
Yeah.
As in STAIRS. Somebody posts, and people post a lot of property listings on this group where the homes have horrendous stairs that will probably kill you if you try and climb them.
Can I submit?
Yes.
My God. Friend of ours, lovely family, live in a mansion of a house, massive house. They bought the house from a diamond dealer, okay? A lot of nooks and crannies, lots of
Diamond
secret
dealer?
rooms, lots of...
Legit diamond deal? Okay, never mind. I won't ask any more questions.
You go into the library, pull a book, one of those places.
Okay.
But you enter kind of at ground level, and then the house is back. And you walk up the staircase, which is a spiral staircase, but of the thinnest stairs. And the first time I went to that house, I was on crutches. I was like, I'm just going to break in the other leg. I'm just breaking. And I was there this past weekend, and I was like, these stairs. I was like, how often do you guys fall down these stairs? They said, not much anymore.
Next time you have to please take a photo so I can add
I'll
it to
put it
this
on.
Facebook group.
These are killer stairs.
Because spiral staircases are a regular feature on this group. They are just a nightmare. Anyway, the stairs on this house are not
I hate really short stairs are a problem.
Yes.
Really long ones also are, because do I take one step? Do I do two?
Where it's like mixed, where some are short and some are long.
No, all over the place.
Not great.
Not good on the knees.
So I'm going to send you this image, which is one of the comments that was posted on this listing. So the stairs on this house are not the problem. The problem is the house itself.
Ooh.
Okay. You'll appreciate that photo that I just sent you. But I'm going to actually read you. So in America,
This will go up on, we won't send this WhatsApp to all of you, but on that 80 Show SA Facebook page, you can find this, and it'll make so much more sense to you because you would have heard what we're talking about.
Well, so Zillow is the Property 24 in America, where everybody lists their home. So I have this.
Okay. All right.
Now, you've just seen the picture, which is very funny. First of all, this house is going for over $1 million. Let's not even do the exchange
That's
rate.
a lot of potatoes, yeah.
It's a lot of money, even in America.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Look, it's a very big property.
Okay.
Have a look. That's the first photo.
Looks lovely. That is palatial.
The most beautiful home,
palatial,
right?
yeah.
The most beautiful home. Let me now read you the listing. Because you might go, this is a pretty home, and then go, oh, wait. For the first time in 45 years, the legendary house from the movie Poltergeist is back on the market. Yes, this is the home where much of the first movie of the series was filmed, but this house is clean. Now, if you don't get that, that's a quote from the movie.
Love it.
Seriously, it is. Well loved by its original owners, this charming 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home is ready to welcome a new family without the ghostly antics, we promise. Enjoy a thoughtfully designed layout, perfect for entertaining, relaxing, and living your best life. Step into the foyer and immediately feel the good energy of this well-taken care of home. Spacious living room features large windows that fill the home with natural light, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. Formal dining room leads to the infamous kitchen where fans of the movie will love to see it's still in its original form, but with updated appliances, of course. If you scroll through the pictures on this house, the actual walls and layout of the kitchen is the same as it was in the movie. One of the comments on this listing was, I hope when they have a show day that the chairs are on top of the table. Again, a famous scene from the movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So if you remember, I don't know if you remember the movie.
I am now, I'm
not finished, by the way. We have to get back to this.
You're listening to this, you will immediately go to our Facebook page and go look at these photos, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, that house that you showed me, I can't even see how it's the house.
Well, you got to scroll through all the pictures. Okay. But also remember with movies, with movies, you're not going to see the whole thing. And they're going to have done stuff to the set.
Why would they have shot at such a nice house?
Well, they had to shoot somewhere. So obviously this house was the house.
Definitely the exteriors aren't shot at this house.
I think some of them maybe, but it's mostly the interiors.
Yeah.
Look, I don't remember the movie very well, but we'll get into that afterwards, what I do remember of the movie. It terrified me. It was one of the movies that put me off horror, honestly. Not a happy movie.
Listen, Poltergeist could put you off movies permanently because remember, movies are, like early movie days. Now we take movies for granted. Like then, there weren't that many. There were lots, but you get what I'm saying. I suppose because if I do think about it, that house that you showed me looks massive.
Yes,
and
it is big.
Film sets or film crews need a lot of space. So I suppose they'd use like a corner of the room and then the rest of the space was, for coke, whores, and directors. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. No, look, it's spacious for sure. Let's see. I'm going to read more of the listing. The enormous, almost 16,000 square foot lot is the largest one in the neighborhood. So that's how big the property is.
Okay.
Which I don't know. I don't know feet. I'd have to convert that to meters. But 16,000 sounds like a lot. Jacuzzi and large sparkling pool are ideal for cooling off on hot California days or hosting epic pool parties. Wait, let me read more. Plus, it's much safer than building a portal to another dimension. That is literally in the listing.
You know what? They're pushing it too much, but I'm going to push it even further. Could you have a themed party to open up the summer, your housewarming party, and call it Swimming Party Pooltergeist? Can we do that, please?
I love it. I love it. I'm trying to see if there's any more movie jokes.
Listen, I think they've done well. That's a drinking game there.
It's pretty good.
They would have been very pleased with themselves.
It's pretty good. And
very pleased.
So a lot of the comments on the posting are, oh my God, someone should buy this and convert it into a themed Airbnb.
Yeah.
For horror fans.
Because we've seen that. We saw the Prince one. Yeah, we've seen that.
Exactly. And a lot of horror fans were like, if I could, I would buy this home. just because
Of the
I'm
house.
a horror fan. And
Yeah.
like, it's cool.
Oh, that's so... Like, I suppose, listen, we're talking like, 40 years later. I imagine they've done some renovations. And the house is
the
clean.
house is beautiful.
I want to see the proof of an exorcist in there. And this is probably why I'm getting
It
confused.
should
'cause
say, come with an exorcism.
I
Comes with an exorcism.
think I'm confusing exorcist and poltergeist in this scenario. I think I am. I think I'm confusing the houses.
If you're imagining a head turning and pea soup, then you've got the wrong movie.
Yeah, I think I'm imagining. I'm confusing the houses.
Yeah. Look, I don't remember Poltergeist 1 very well.
Mm-hmm.
It scared the shit out of me. I stupidly also watched Poltergeist 2 and 3, which,
You see,
why did I do this to myself?
You're going too far down.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the house. Around about 1 point. Was it 1.7? Okay, so it's around 1.2
million. Yeah, around there. Yeah.
In the Hollywood
Oh,
Hills.
sorry, the whole, 2,000. Why does it say 2,373 square feet is the whole property?
Maybe it's the house and then the property.
Yeah.
So the house is 1.6 and then the property is the rest of the estate.
Look, you got to look through it. The photos make it look really, really nice. The kitchen does look a bit old-fashioned. I mean, some of the inside does look a bit old-fashioned still. But
I think if you're, you know what, it's inevitable. I think if you're buying a house in LA, there's going to be a certain point, especially the older houses, you're going to come across movie houses. That a movie would have been shot there.
I thought
Heroin would have been shot there.
You're going to come across a ghost.
That now obviously going to lead you into talking about
Poltergeist.
the movie
Well, I mean, I don't think I
Poltergeist.
can say much more than I have, which is just, it's terrifying. It is.
Okay,
It
so
was
tell me,
early.
listen, we don't have to tell people about Poltergeist. It's one of those
Yeah.
movies that pretty much,
Either you've
if
seen
you
it or you
haven't seen it, you
haven't.
don't want to see it. You've made a decision not to see it based on what other people have said.
Or maybe you're young and you've heard about it and you're like,
Like, what I would say to people, like, do you watch, like, modern horror movies?
yeah.
Like, kind of the new ones,
So like,
right? There's so many franchises, but they're scary, but they're more gory. But, like, Poltergeist was fucking traumatic, psychologically traumatic, because it, like, really fucked with you.
It really did. And it did have like visual effects and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but it was definitely, for me, more of a psychological
But, like, what you
trauma.
couldn't see.
Yeah.
No, what you couldn't see.
So there's a lot about Poltergeist, and we might have spoken about it on the show before, but the first film came out in 1982. So yes, it is just over 40 years ago when they filmed that in that house. It is created by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
He wasn't a director, he was a producer.
No, yeah. So it was his concept, let's say, maybe.
Yeah. So Poltergeist is the one where the family move into the haunted house, right?
Well, they move into the house and then they've got a little girl, a little blonde girl.
Yeah. Hence you confuse it with exorcism, with the exorcist.
Maybe. It's a young girl.
Yeah.
Although the little girl in Poltergeist is a lot younger.
It's frightening.
And she's terrifying, yes. She had it was her breakthrough role, starring as Carol Ann Freeling.
Okay.
Okay. How old would she have been? She was young because she was born in 1975.
Yeah, she was 8.
Yeah.
Was in turning 8, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that she died at 12 years old?
You know, I've heard about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so many people said that it had something to do with the movie.
So see, again, I get them confused. One of them was cursed, that a whole bunch of people like involved with the movie like would die like soon after.
I think it
could
was
have been
Poltergeist, actually.
Okay, so I think they say Poltergeist was cursed because bad shit kept happening.
Well, she basically got something called giardiasis, which she contracted from well water at her family's house. I don't know what giardiasis
Sounds
is. It's
nasty.
like a parasitic disease.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's basically,
That's
like basically a worm,
That's
and then
horrible,
it kills you. So I mean, we could just say a horrible, horrible coincidence. She drank some bad water and died young. But a lot of people, especially superstitious people, will be like, oh, you messed with the spiritual world.
That's it.
And now, look what's happened.
I do believe that. I do believe you like start fucking with things that like, because that stuff does exist. It's got to exist, right?
Yeah.
And you start fucking around with it because it stays there. It minds its own business.
Yeah.
Until you start messing around with it because you're like, we don't want you to know about us.
Yeah.
We're kind of like we're niche. We're hipster.
There's
we don't
a
want you to
new
know.
horror movie that's come out, which sounds like a similar vibe, called Talk to Me.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
I'm on another Facebook group which is all about horror movies, and everyone's talking about this movie called Talk to Me, which is also about kind of like, they contact the spirits and then goes too far and that kind of vibe. So yeah, it's a popular theme. But I just want to read this. Basically, this was a statement around Heather O'Rourke's death. They said that it was distinctly unusual as she lacked prior symptoms of the defect. So that's probably what caused all these conspiracy theories around it. Anyway, back to the movie. It made 10.7 million. No, its budget was 10.7 million.
Yeah, I'm sure over years it has made Steven Spielberg bank.
Oh my God. Like worldwide it has grossed. I've got to look. There's so many numbers I have to figure out what this is. 121 million.
No,
so,
can't be. It's got to be way more than that.
Box office revenue worldwide.
At the time. At the time.
I think at the time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, at the time, for sure. Not since.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. A poltergeist curse is a rumored curse attached to the Poltergeist trilogy and its crew, derived from the deaths of 2 young cast members in the 6 years between the releases of the first and third films. The rumor and surrounding deaths were explored in a 2002 episode of E! True Hollywood Story titled Curse of Poltergeist. Dominique Dunn, who played the eldest daughter Dana in the first film, died in 1982 at the age 22 after being strangled by her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, God.
I don't know if we can blame that on a ghost.
No, but you can blame it on a curse. You can blame it on a curse.
Yeah. He was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 6 years in prison, but was paroled after serving 3.5 years. Wow, is what I'm going to say to that. And then I told you about Heather O'Rourke. So it says here, complications from an acute bowel obstruction.
Horrible.
At age 12, yeah. But look, it has so many famous scenes that when, like, and the music and the eeriness, and there was that woman who came in, the exorcist type
Okay,
woman.
so because again, I'm getting confused and go, okay,
So
the weird little, she had a weird little voice.
Very high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
She was like, they're here.
You know, it's so Poltergeist is one of those movies that has been spoofed and memed so much that if you've never watched it before and you watch it,
you'll be like, oh,
I've seen all this before. I wonder if that takes away the scariness of it.
It's possible that if I watched it today, I wouldn't be as scared.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to watch it again just to see the house.
And now identify. So it's kind of like a bit of a game with the listing next to you. Tour of the Hollywood Star Homes. Mm-hmm. So that's Dori taking us back to Poltergeist. Where do you think I'm going to
go? With you, it could literally be anywhere.
I really could. So there was in the 80s, you had obviously Conan the Barbarian, super successful. So everyone goes, well, that's huge. We got to have our own Conan the Barbarian, and kind of open up a realm of what they called sword and sorcery movies, where it was all based in that era of like conquests and victors and women in loincloths and men with shiny chests. And pretty much there were loads of bigger budget ones with bigger stars. Dolph Lundgren was in one. Conan had a whole bunch of sequels. And then there were all the straight-to-video ones, right?
Okay.
And there was a series of straight-to-video called the Death Stalker series, right?
I've never heard of them, but okay.
I'm going to talk to you in particular about Death Stalker 2. Okay?
Okay.
Which shares nothing with Death Stalker 1 other than the name of the main character.
Okay.
So Death Stalker 1 was kind of a low-fi attempt at making another Conan the Barbarian and cashing in on it. Death Stalker 2 was made as a parody of all these sword and sorcery movies. So again, I think they started maybe wanting to do a serious movie. Through budget reasons, they just went, fuck it. Let's just make fun of it. So it's a very self-aware movie, which actually makes it super, super funny, camp. And I'll get to the final point now. So.
Okay. I'm scared.
The main character is a guy called Death Stalker. Okay. He is a bit of the Prince of Thieves, a bit of a rogue. He robs from the rich and gives to himself.
Okay.
That's what he does. So
do we know any of the cast?
Oh no! Listen, your husband likes movies adjacent to this. He might recognize some of the people, but off the top of his head, you're going to get none of them. The Death Stalker guy. So Death Stalker 1 kind of looked like the human version of a He-Man doll. Okay? Not how Dolph Lundgren looked as He-Man.
Okay.
He looked like a human version of a He-Man doll. And not even the real He-Man dolls, because in the 80s you got the fake He-Man dolls. He looked like one of those. This Deathstalker looks like a surfer, right? He has got a massive jaw with the biggest, goofiest smile. In the one review I watched about it, they said the guy's got the permanent look on his face like he's about to go, "Ja," where he never really does.
I am Googling this.
Okay, Deathstalker 2, be very specific. Everybody right now, you want to Google Deathstalker 2 cast and have a look at the dude who played Deathstalker 2. I'm going to call him Deathstalker 2 because that's his name. And Dori has, I think, just found him.
John Terlesky.
That's it. Never seen him before or since. Look how huge his jaw is.
Yeah.
That man has a big jaw.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the story of Deathstalker 2. He's wandering around, robbing from the rich. He's a bit of a rogue, a scamp, makes jokes, very meta of the time. They make James Bond jokes. They're very, like I say, very self-aware of what they're doing. And he comes into the one village. And as he walks into the village, a young girl is being thrown out of a bar and beaten up by the bouncers.
What year is this set in? Is this
No, it's set in mystical times.
Oh, mystical times.
Mystical.
Okay.
When were mystical times?
Then 1200. I don't know.
It's kind of there, but it's not. It's a parallel world. It's.
I mean, he's not an ugly man.
No. Listen, when that dude takes his shirt off, you look. Listen, everybody. Yeah. Total surfer. Dori's showing me his mullet is glorious. He doesn't.
Yeah.
His mullet isn't that curly because there he's obviously playing a surfer in the photo Dori's showing me.
He's got very good teeth.
Phenomenal teeth. You must see his pecs, Dori. Pecs. The pec to nipple ratio is impeccable.
Do you think he failed in porn?
Okay, so we're going to keep... Okay.
He's now 63, by the way.
John Terlesky, he doesn't look like that at all anymore. He looks like dad. He looks like a dad.
I'm looking at what else he's done.
No, Dori, you're going to ruin the surprise.
Oh!
No, I don't know what else he's done. So
he was in Shopping Mall.
Yes, he was. He stumbles upon a wench and he says, classic line, fellas, I'm up for beating up a woman when she deserves it, but I think we got to understand the context here. Even that line is so 80s. So then...
You know that Sean Connery said the exact thing in real life?
In real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
just saying.
Yeah, I'm going to give Deathstalker 2 the benefit of the doubt that they're trying to make a bad joke. And he beats the guys up, and then he goes into the bar. So now this lady, she's now... No, you got to help me. You're the only person to help me. Here's what's happened. I'm a princess. I've lost my kingdom. The evil people in the kingdom have made a clone of me, and she's now ruling the kingdom and doing all bad stuff, and I need to go reclaim my kingdom back, and you need to help me. That's the story.
Not a bad plotline.
Not a terrible plotline. And off they go on many adventures. Now, adventures involve getting naked, getting captured and stripped naked, getting captured by Amazonians, Deathstalker 2, Deathstalker. It should be called Deathstalker.
Freudian slip.
Right.
Not so much.
Not so much. Getting attacked by Amazonians, having his clothes taken off, getting to the main castle where now they're going to beat the baddies, clothes getting taken off, a sex scene where they take their clothes off, 2 fighting scenes where everyone ends up naked. I think the whole thing is summarized. While I'm watching this movie, my wife turns to me and she goes, is this meant to be porn?
It sure sounds like
right?
it.
It is so porn adjacent. It's like, when I've heard, they're like porn versions of Star Wars and porn versions of Indiana Jones and stuff like that.
I remember the Star Wars one, the thing on the VHS box said, in space, nobody can hear you cream.
I did not wake up this morning expecting to hear that. Wow. You see, but it's like that, right? And this is what Deathstalker, because that's what I'm going to call it now, is all about. It's people get naked a lot. There's a fantastic part where there's this villainess. Like, I got to tell you, Dori, everybody in this movie is gorgeous. Gorgeous. That's
all failed porn actors.
It has to be. It has to be.
Well, the main step up from porn.
The main actress. So I want to get into, and I'm going to do over the next few weeks, the director and producer of this movie, because he's quite a legend in this kind of B-grade movie space. And he had this ingenue who played the princess, right?
Okay.
And people like who love this movie, like I don't know who she is, Monica something.
I'm going to look her
But
up.
in the space, she's super popular. Did a couple of movies with him.
Monique Gabrielle.
Monique Gabrielle. And then she failed in porn. Okay. Now,
She's also 61 and still alive.
Yeah. So she failed in porn. So, of course, there is a fight scene between now, the failed porn actress, and the good clone and the original. And, Dori, there's no camera tricks here of where they try green screen in two of them.
Yeah.
One stands on one side of the screen, the other one stands on the other side. How dare you? How dare you? Knife, throw, die. And everyone lives happily ever after.
So it wasn't a stand-in with a wig.
No, not even. It was just so terribly done. I suppose standing with the wig could have been worse.
Yeah.
And there was a butt double. I think there were everything doubles. I'm saying everything doubles. And happily ever after, setting up for Deathstroke 3, of which none of the people come back.
Zero continuity?
Nothing. Completely. And there's multiple Deathstrokes.
Hang on, you've watched all of these?
Deathstalker. Listen, now I have to. It's not called Deathstroke. It is called Deathstalker.
But you keep slipping that.
Because Deathstroke is a comic book character.
Okay.
But it works in the context of what this movie is.
Sounds like it.
So listen, I don't expect you to watch it. If you do have Plex, you will find it in the entire series
I have
of Deathstroke.
Plex and have not yet watched Plex.
Do yourself a favor.
But now that I know this, I'm going to peep at it.
For Your Height Only and Deathstalk, the entire series is on there.
Not doing For Your Height Only.
You will.
That's not happening.
And you know what? I got to tell you, it's funny. It's kind of like what Naked Gun did for spy movies, or like Hot Shots did for Rambo and those sorts of movies. This does for sword and sorcery movies. And there's so much nudity. So much nudity. It's actually too much nudity.
Oh my God. For you to say that.
No. It's kind of like, when you walk into the locker room at gym and you just go, there is no reason to be this nude. There are some people, if you took your skin off, you couldn't be more nude. You're too nude. And you're bending over. And you get to some point you go,
you dry already. Stop rubbing that.
I saw someone climb a ladder. Once. Well, I did. My wife saw in the ladies' locker room. Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Put on a towel. Like, why are you so nude? Why are you so nude? And that's what you kind of,
I am a never nude at gym.
And sometimes you see a fellow never nude. And you're kind of like, you want to give each other a look. But you don't. Because you're
just looking down.
Yeah, oh, my God.
You're just I don't want to see anything.
And listen, sometimes you look down and you still see what's going on. You're like, oh, my God. Now I'm like a never confident. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So Dori wants you to watch horror movies. I want you to watch horrible movies.
That sums it up.
That is a good wrap up. I started the show talking about the Retro Fair. I'm going to close off talking about the Retro Fair.
Cool.
Noel came to me, showed me a fantastic project he's working on. He's designing a board game.
Ooh.
Okay. I shared the photos with you of what the box looks like.
You did?
It looks like, and put it that 80 Show SF Facebook page, if he lets us. But he's designed it to look like a VHS box. It looks like an old school VHS, right? It's a drinking game. Okay. I want to give you some of the questions that you can find in this drinking game, right? It's a 80s and 90s quiz, an 80s and 90s drinking game. It's just fun. So here's some of the things. Some of them you ask a question, you get to nominate a person. We may not do all of that on the show, but I want to ask you some questions.
Oh, God. What if I don't know?
Some of them is just fun facts.
Oh, okay.
Are
they hard, the question?
Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
What was Bori Felt's alter ego called? Bori Felt. Now remember, we mentioned a show.
I'm going to guess Swartkat.
Die Swartkat.
Die Swartkat.
Your options were Die Man van Staal.
No. That was Steve something.
Casimir or Die Swartkat.
It's going to be Die Swartkat.
It's going to be Die Swartkat. Now, Die Swartkat, if you don't know, was, and we talk about it in our episode with Noel, was about a kid. His dad worked for the cops, and at night he went out dressed as a cat and solved crimes on his bicycle. And by crimes, I mean like who shat in the classroom type crimes. We're not talking real crimes. It was like kid crimes, who opened the porno mag at Athens Cafe.
Was it dubbed?
No, it was always in Afrikaans. I
don't actually remember it.
No, because
I remember its existence, but I don't remember if I've watched it.
Because you remember back in the SABC days, we only had SABC 1 and 2.
Yes.
And you'd have an English day and an Afrikaans day.
Yes.
And one day, all the program was English, and one day, all was Afrikaans.
But sometimes it was simulcast on Radio 2 Decent.
Oh, I wonder if it could have been. That's a good call.
Like Miami Vice, Missed Out in Miami.
I wonder if, that is a good call. Could have been, I don't know. There is a singing one, which I won't get you to do. There is an impersonation of doing your best Arnold Schwarzenegger Get to the Chopper impersonation. I think that's fun. What was the name of the luck dragon in the Never-Ending Story?
Falcor.
Well done, Dori. I didn't even have to give you the options.
What were the options?
Artax?
No, wasn't that the horse?
The horse, I think so. Yeah. Morla, it wasn't from Never-Ending Story, but it was Falcor. Here's an interesting one. Maybe you were a little bit older for this, but who were Minamu and Cutting the Cut's enemies? Cutting the Cut. Now, Minamu was a weird little, like a puppet show.
I remember the theme song for Minamu, but I don't remember the show at all.
Just stop now, everybody.
Minamu.
There you go.
Minamu. Na, 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 Minamu.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
every South African listener just did exactly that, right? So their enemies. Now remember, Minamu was, I'm pretty sure, was by the dairy board or it was encouraging kids to drink milk.
Yes.
Right? Remember, before we were all lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
When
they thought milk was good for us.
Yeah, And of course, if you're encouraging kids to drink milk, your enemies are Bacteria.
Oh, bacteria.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So were they germs?
They were germs. They were gross little looking things.
I don't even remember.
And for that, the penalty is if you don't know who Minamu is, take a shot. I like it. You should know who Minamu is if you're South African.
Yeah, I mean, certain age,
should.
yeah.
Oh, this one leads me into something I want to close off. Who sang the title track of the 80s Bond film, The Living Daylights?
Oh, come on.
Duran Duran, Aha, or Tina Turner. But we say come on.
Yeah.
We say come on.
I know.
Not everyone may. So I want to just actually close. Oh, I'm going to give you one more. Which iconic Simple Minds song plays during the opening and closing credits of The Breakfast Club?
Really?
Listen, Dori, this is made for the casual. You see, this is what Noel wants to do. This is a gateway into nostalgia.
I understand.
And it's a drinking game. So you want to play this with shit people and watch them get plastered.
We were playing music in the office the other day at my job.
Oh, that's risky. You work with a lot of young people.
A lot of young people. And I told them, well, I'm playing 80s stuff and you're not going to know any of it. I work with a 23-year-old social media manager. I played Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, which, by the way, was the answer to your question.
Yes.
She immediately went, I love this. It's from Breakfast Club. 23 years old.
You know what? Sometimes TikTok is good.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes TikTok is good.
She's actually a very unusual 23-year-old.
Okay.
She's also watched all of Seinfeld.
Good. Okay. Keep that one close. So you know about the Living Living Daylights question? Fuck. And I'm going to end on this because I think it's apt. There is a documentary on Amazon Prime I found the other day about the music from the Bond movies. The music from the Bond movies, that's a huge thing.
Yes.
Right? Massive. So it's about the history of how they came to put music in Bond and how it came about and the different composers and doing the score, blah, 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 blah. And they kind of go from the first James Bond right through to current day and all that. So I'm watching for one reason.
Yes.
I'm watching for one reason.
Duran, two reasons perhaps?
So we're now coming through, so we're going through the 60s. Cool, it's fine. Interesting stuff in the 60s. I did not know that. That's the first time this one got from.
I mean, For Your Eyes Only is a great song.
You know, I'm a huge fan, and they shit all over this all the time. All Time High by Rita Coolidge.
Oh, great song.
I love that song.
Yes.
People hate it. They say it's terrible.
No, it's a great song.
Fantastic song. And you're going through the 70s, nice, bit of Rita Coolidge. They shit on her, not cool. Okay, we get into the 80s. Duran Duran, Simon Le Bon's there, fantastic. They're talking to them, it's so charismatic. Dori,
they didn't do Aha.
Not only did they not start with Take On Me or Aha, no mention of the Living Daylights. Aha was shown in the end kind of closing credits as like kind of like a publicity shot of Aha.
Was it because, was that like, there were 2 Timothy Dalton James Bond movies, and that was one of them.
They were,
and they were flops.
See, they don't really talk too much about the movies or the Bonds. They only really,
so it's about the soundtrack.
They only really talk to Daniel Craig. Because obviously would be the most recent and people know. They focus a lot, but I was like, maybe Morton said, I don't want to be part of it. Wow,
that would be
doesn't
odd.
sound like Morton.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch this documentary expecting to see Aha and Morton in his little Ugg boots, you're not going to get it because they completely skip out.
I think it's worth doing some research into why this happened. Are there questions on social media perhaps about it, or on the interwebs?
I feel I've got so many things
weird.
I don't do.
I know. Maybe I'll do it. If I've got some time, I'll do some digging onto this.
I think they're just lazy. I think just they had an opportunity to talk to Billie Eilish constantly, and they took that.
Well, I would take that off.
She's in it a hell of a lot.
Okay.
Her and her clone brother. What's up there? What's going on there? Weird duo. Songwriting duo.
They're close family.
No, they are. I mean, it's cool. It's just like
Have you heard her new album, by the way? Sorry to talk non-80s music, but her new album is incredible. It's really good.
I think I know who Billie Eilish is, but normally it's Dua Lipa, so I'm not the right person to ask if this has been.
The album's good.
That 80s Show, the official podcast of the Pretoria Retro Fair.
Yay! And we'll see you there on Saturday the 31st of August.
Dori is going to Pretoria. Dori is going to Pretoria.
I am crossing the Boerewors curtain.
Dori is going to Pretoria. We'll put the link in the show notes. Everything you heard on the show, that 80 Show SA on Facebook. And go broke. Deathstroke.
Okay.
Thanks for joining me, Dori.
Bye.
Bye.